I feel it was a kind of a nightmare, waking up to this nightmare that never ends for Diana. Okay, I also picked that up for also for Prince Charles. I feel it was a nightmare for him too. He didn't kind of know what was going on, you know, um, and the kind of the emotions that were involved. As I said, there was the acute emotions of Princess Diana, who is very much a sensitive person, should never have got dragged into this situation with the royals. Absolutely not. Um, she's totally polar opposite to Charles. As I said with the part one, because she is a lovely, unique person, intuitive, sensitive, empathic person, as Charles has been brought up like a covert narcissist. So, how does that work, you know? So, I do feel this epiphany, we got to the epiphany, didn't we, of Diana realizing what she got herself into. And this epiphany was a very painful realization of what she'd actually put herself in. She actually was in love with Prince Charles. She was in it for genuine reasons, and Diana was very much in love with Prince Charles, and then it all came crashing down to this epiphany of, I didn't actually marry for love. Well, Diana did, but she realized that nobody else married for love, that her husband did not marry her for love, that it was all fake and it was all a charade. Now, can you imagine that? Can you imagine realizing that the person you just married on a public arena did not love you, and was actually in love with someone else that you didn't even know about? Can you imagine that kind of all? I think there was an inkling just before her marriage, but I think it was only a week before, and it was like rubbed in her face. It was like a joke, you know. And I will cover this because the royal family do not marry for love, and they never have married for love. I do feel that's changed for Harry and William, but if you go to part one, I do explain there that they don't marry for love. It's all, it goes way down the line from ancestry, that it's that love is a game of like thrones. Love is just a game. It's a playful game, and for the royals, and you can cheat and you can lie and you can actually be blatant with having affairs in front of your partner, because it's just all a game. We don't take it seriously, love. We don't take emotions seriously in the royal family. It's all like just all a game, you know. Any woman that enters the royal firm is game for any of the royals to have an affair with. And I will touch on that because there was an affair between Sarah Ferguson and Prince Charles. That's all being hidden. I feel that as well intuitively went on as well in the royal household. There was flirting that was just put down to, playfulness. I will do a video on Sarah Ferguson, but Sarah Ferguson she fitted in with this because she was willing just to play games. She was very much a trickster and a game player in a nice sense. She liked to do it just for like little games, playful. but the men in the household saw that as game to play games in the bedroom too. And there was some rivalry between Prince Andrew and Prince Charles because of this. So there's lots more here to uncover in a spiritual sense. I feel that Fergie was kind of was brought into just as like a pawn, just as an object to play with. That's what Sarah Ferguson was. She was with, and I will go into that deeply. But she was thrown away after they'd finished with her, and again, that's very narcissistic when you are discarded from, because they don't feel emotions, they don't feel what they're doing. They easily discard narcissists. Okay, so I feel that very much for Fergie, and again, she shouldn't have got involved with that either. At the time, I feel Prince Charles and the royal firm at that particular time, when the epiphany of it all kind of being exposed to Princess Diana, that it's all fake, and to actually Sarah Ferguson, that it was fake, and that she was just a plaything. I think that after this, then that's when the divorces started to come into play. And I mean, who wouldn't want to instantly divorce somebody if you know that it's all just been a charade, you know, that I was just an object, just like Sarah Ferguson. I was just an object to pass around and play around. Is there any wonder that I threw myself down the staircase in front of Mom? That's what I'm getting here. Is there any kind of wonder I threw myself down the staircase in front of Mom? Because, you know, it was like it was showing the Queen of England that this is what you've done to me. This is how I've thrown myself down a staircase and wanting to kill myself. This is what you have done. And so who's to blame here? Any kind of comments, please do. But who is to blame here? Who do you put the blame on? Because everybody has been indoctrinated with the way they should behave in a certain situation. I feel sorry for the fact that Prince Charles was brought up to treat women and as objects and playthings, because that's how Prince Philip behaved, and he was the Queen enabled that, because she just wanted somebody there, and she could not get away from her duty. She was the Queen of England, so she had to put up with this Philip's kind of behaviour. So because she had to put up with it, I feel the Queen was bitter that she had to. So all else that come into the royal firm also must put up with that behaviour, because I had to put up with it because of duty. So there is this kind of passing this bitterness, this resentment through to the in-laws and to like Sarah and you know, and to Princess Diana, because, you know, I had to put up with this cheating behavior. You know, I'm so narcissistic that I don't have any emotion. I don't think like that. I don't think like you, because I'm the Queen of England, and I am, you know, I don't have emotions. I am not allowed to have emotions because I have to put duty before myself. And this is the way, you know, this is the way this was pushed on to Princess Diana. You do not marry for love. There's no love. There's plenty of sex and frolics, but, you know, that's pass each other to each other here. You know, Sarah Ferguson can sneak around with Charles, and Andrew can go and sneak around with Thai girls and dancers and actresses, and you know, the rest of it, the whole rest of it. I mean, if you was in that, like Princess Diana, you know, I think you would think, well, this is an epiphany of what a state of affairs this is. I feel she is the one. Princess Diana would be the one to actually tell the truth about all of this, you know. So that's why Princess Diana, because I do get the words here after this epiphany that, you know, deal with the devil. I made a deal with the devil here. And because I feel used, I get this from Princess Diana. I made a deal with the devil and now I feel used. I feel like I've been used. But I do feel that she's been used. There's no doubt about that she's been used, because she's been used as an object. And that's the way it is with the royal family. We don't marry for money. It's duty. You put up with the cheating. You put up with the lies. You know, that's what the women do in the firm. We put up with this because it's our duty. We chose to be the king and the future queen of England. So, you know, it's that we can't divorce. We can't divorce. So if you marry that kind of, you cannot, you have to put up with it. You know, that's why we don't have emotions, because we know that this is the way it is. We, you know, we don't marry for money. So, and I guess it's like a philandering man, you know, if you put it like that, in that perspective, it's like a philandering man saying, I don't get close to anybody. I don't want to marry anybody. I don't want to get married. And it's just saying to lots and lots of women, you can sleep with me if you like, and you can have sex with me, but I don't get married. I'm not the marrying kind. And it's like they either accept or they walk away. Okay. Now, this is what this deal is with the devil. You know, this is the deal with the devil. But this is like saying, I'm a philandering man, but I will cheat on you. I will have a lover. This lover will have to accept you. You would have to accept them. And yeah, and you know, and this is like I made with the deal with the devil here. But this person was lied to, Diana. Wore a mask. Well, that dropped off, didn't it? And it, like I said, this epiphany here, Diana felt used. At the point of throwing herself down that staircase to say to the Queen, you don't treat me like this. I've got emotion. I've got emotion. You have killed me inside, you know. And this is what this does. It's like, you know, and the Queen is saying, get up, you silly girl. Get up. You know, like you don't deserve to have any kind of empathy. This is what we do. This is who we are, you know. Yeah, so at this point, after this epiphany, after throwing herself down the stairs, after attending, you know, going with duty, but as you could see when she was going with duty, she was so depressed, so. And this is part of this, it's been dragged from event to event to event, knowing that it's just all a big lie. I mean, how would you feel about that? You know, that you're being used and you're carrying on to be used for just public service. So as this went on, she separated her feelings. She just did her duty. She separated her emotions from, you know, doing exactly really what the firm want her to do, is separate her emotions. separate Charles really from her thoughts and just get along with duty. And this kind of mindset did kind of come in with Princess Diana, and she separated her physical self. She stopped having sex with him, separate bedrooms and things like that. And then secondly, it's she started to, contemplate over this, realizing what it is, and then she mentally separated herself to keep herself sane, okay, and emotionally separated herself from this situation, and spiritually separated herself. So if you separate yourself in all those aspects, get through the day, just to get through duty, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. So how would you feel? You would feel like being happier in a prison cell, because this is what you're left with, is this imprisonment here. And this is what Princess Diana felt. She felt like she was in a prison. And is there any wonder she threw herself down those stairs and did all that? Though I think she did cut her wrists and things, didn't she? Oh, there was the bulimia, and she was eating. She was told not to get too fat too, and she had to stay slim. So, but she also was eating. She had an eating disorder because she was just crying out for love, crying out for love. So she was eating ice cream, and then she was putting fingers in her throat to bring it back up again. And I think there were doctors involved with that because their throat was so red with the vomit. So to say that, oh, Princess Diana had a mental issue. She didn't have a mental issue. She was just crying out because of the way she was being treated. And I think this is what's coming through here. It's not my mind that's saying this. It's actually what's coming through here intuitively. This is how she expressed herself. And once there was this epiphany of this was just all fake, and she went through all this separation of emotions, physical, and all of this. Charles did not want to sleep with her, only for the children to, that was all fake, that was all narcissistic. We'll just have another baby and then I won't sleep with you again. And it was separate bedrooms. Can you imagine what that would be like? You're pregnant with your husband's child and he goes in a separate bedroom and he's having sex with somebody else. Not in that bedroom, but that's how it is. This is how it is. You have to put up with this. So at that point, I feel she was looking for support outside of the royal family, and that's when she met this psychiatrist. I think it was a top psychiatrist. She went to get therapy. He actually agreed that there's nothing pathologically wrong with her, only that she's very unhappy. Okay. And that just says it all, really. So that's when she reached out for this support by she was reaching out to, I think she was reaching out to psychics and doctors and people like that to talk to at that point. And reaching out as well for support in friendships. And because don't forget, it's very lonely being in that prison, being imprisoned like that. So she was looking at, she was looking at people. There was that person that she had that love affair. I mean, she's going to have love affairs because she's going to feel starved of love. There was two people she had a love affair with, wasn't there? And she was looking to others for support, including, the butler that she got quite close to. So, and also came in with this, the heart surgeon and Dodi Al-Fayed. As soon as she was making progress and healing herself, and she was looking great again, wasn't she? She was getting out there, she was looking great again. She was divorced from Charles, you know, that had gone, that prison had gone. People still looked at her as some influence. She was an influence spiritually, wasn't she, still? And this was a complete threat to the royal family and also to the church. So this is the point. She was kind of interfering with, not that she meant to do that. I think she was just doing it from her heart. She felt that was a calling to help people, to give them, to help them, give them guidance. And I feel the church did not agree with that. So between the church and the royal family, I feel they had to get rid of this woman. Okay, she was becoming too powerful. And also she was looking to marry this billionaire, which would finance her to actually, take this cause of hers further. Now, the church didn't like it. This is what I'm picking up here. I don't know. I've not read about the. Maybe these are in private papers. I don't know. I feel that she was wanting to do things like that she wasn't trained to do. And I feel that she met Dodi, and, that gave her that platform to actually be more powerful too. Okay. And then it became a warfare, a warfare against this power of this woman. That the power was increasing. She was on these private yachts going around, France and all of this. And he was going to buy her an engagement ring. I think this came out as well, that this engagement ring was worth a lot of money. And it was equal to the royal family in financial status. He was, they were billionaires. So yes, somebody's put a comment up there. Wish she could have been happy with Dodi. Yes, I mean, why didn't they just let that be? Why did they have to just get rid of them both? Because I do feel this, and I will make a video about this. I feel they were both exposed of. They were both distinguished. Distinguished. They were distinguished, but they were extinguished from how the power that they had. Dodi and Diana. But I don't feel, psychics and people like me are intuitive people are picking up on this. We are picking up on this. What are they going to do? Get rid of us all? I get that they were their flame was taken out of, the light of Dodi and Diana was put out, and this was because they would be powerful. And if only one of them died, then the other one would have got power over this and wanted to investigate more into this, because both of them died. Then they died together. There was like not one or the other going to fight for this love till the bitter end. Absolutely not. Only the father. The father, we can deal with the father, because the father, we'll just stop him having all of the Harrods and things like that in London. And but I do feel his father's still working on getting the truth out there. And it's become a warfare. It has become a warfare between the Al-Fayeds and the royals. Because we have a war here between the narcissists, and we have a war between the narcissists and the empaths. Now, the empaths was Diana and Dodi. I feel they wanted to show the world what truly the royal family are truly like. and what they're capable of, okay? And I feel that they just wanted to stop this. I do. I feel that they wanted to stop this, and it wasn't an accident. I don't feel it was an accident. I feel a lot of people feel it wasn't an accident, okay? And this is just saying, all this is saying really is that the royal family have to win in the end, okay? They have to win in the end to stop people from talking, to stop the crown from, to keep the crown, to keep the monarchy going. If anybody gets in the way of that, they have to be assassinated, okay? Now, I have this firm here, the royal firm, have to win no matter what. And they just have to put out into the world, this is how powerful we are. If you try to destroy us, we will destroy you first. And that is the clear message with this, okay? The clear message of what they are capable of. There's going to be a lot of controversy over that, I know. People are going to say, well, I don't believe that happened. I don't believe, but I am getting that spiritually. I am getting that intuitively, that is exactly what happened, okay? And a lot of people have asked me about what happened there, Yvonne, okay? So I have actually brought that into this, but what really happened here with Prince Charles and Diana, and leading up to that, and why this happened, okay? I will be doing more videos on the royals, okay? I also want to cover this affair, this dirty, mucky affair with us and Sarah Ferguson, okay? And how they just swapped around there. They swapped around, and that's how it is in the royal family, and how Sarah Ferguson was just treated like, when they finished with her, they discarded her and threw her away. This is how these people operate. So that's this. Not everybody's going to agree with this, I know, but that's how this. I feel this ended. And I just want you to know, guys, that if you would like your own personal reading, okay, your own personal intuitive reading, please give me an email. My email is sixthsensetarot@gmail.com. I will put that in the descriptions area. I have been candid. I know I've been candid. I know I've said things that most people would not say, but I think, Tiffany, how can I not say how I feel, what strongly is coming here for this truth to come out? I hope it does come out one day, but I will look into that too. Will the truth come out? That will be another video, okay? Sending you lots. Actually, going back to that, will the truth come out? I'm actually feeling that Prince William is not strong enough.